In this video, I want to talk about on-page SEO, and I'm going to take you step by step through this checklist on actual things you can implement to get your on-page on point to start the process of ranking your website. On-page is something you have to do before the off-page. So this is your money site. You have the on-page and the off-page. This will get you to that #1 position, but you have to focus both on on-page and off-page. And right now, we're going to be focusing on on-page. So I'm going to take you through an example on how to actually get this done. The first step then is URL structure. And let me just do this URL structure. So let's say we search for Dallas plumber. The URL structure is, of course, the URL. In this case, it's a branded domain and then has the keyword plumbing after it. Let me just search here for another example. For example, this one right here. This is the URL structure. Okay. Now, how can you check this? You just go to your website and go to your posts. Okay, this is in Portuguese, but I think you understand it. Basically, this is the keyword. So plumbing in Belém, which is a service area in Lisbon, and then service 24 hours, and then the name of the business. But what you do, regardless of that, is you go to your Yoast SEO and then go to Google Preview. And this is your URL slug, so the structure that comes after the main URL. So the main URL is zentopi.com, and this is what comes after. And what you want to do is you want to make sure this URL structure is keyword optimized. Okay, you want to make sure to include your keyword in the slug here. Don't make this super long. Okay, Google values shorter slugs, so don't make this like a place where you write like a bunch of words. No, make sure this is short and concise. It has only your main keyword. In this case, I put this is not really plumbing, but let's do plumbing for now. Plumbing, the location, and then service 24 hours. I could have just done like this, plumbing service area, but I chose to do the service 24 hours because that's a keyword that this ranks well for. And this is how you check the slug and how you should keyword optimize it. Okay, so the next thing we have is the H1, H2, and H3 titles. These are the header titles. These are really, really important. So the most important one is the H1. As you can see here, it says heading 1, H1, which is my main keyword, plumbing, location name. So plumbing, location name. You want to make sure all of these headers are keyword optimized. Okay, so has my keyword exactly. I could have written a bit more, but you want to make sure that you have at least one H1, one H2, and one H3 at least. So this is an H1 keyword in title, and then this should be an H2. Sorry, you should only have one H1 because you don't want to get Google confused. So one H1, then another H2 with the plumbing, this time 24 hours location. So this right here was plumbing location. This time is a sort of a variation of that keyword, which is plumbing 24 hours location. Then another another H2 header, plumbing, location, dash service 24 hours. So what you want to do is fully optimize these H1s, H2, and H3s. Let me just double check if I have an H3 right here. And this one should be an H3. So you only want to have one H1. We can make this one a H3 as well. So basically what you want to do is optimize these H1, H2, and H3 titles with your keyword in them. It can be your exact match keyword, it can be a long tail version of your keyword, but you want to make sure you include your keyword in those titles. And then of course you have your page title, which can also include your keyword in there. But what you want to make sure regarding this H1, H2, H3 is that you have at least one of each, okay, and that they're keyword optimized. So make sure you include your keyword in there, and know that the H1 is the most important one. So if you want to include your exact match keyword, you should include it in the H1. Then we have the title tag, and this is basically what shows up in the SERPs. Let me just see here. So basically, when you search in Google, the title tag is this one that appears here, okay, in blue. These are the title tags, okay, and Yoast calls them SEO titles. You can generate these automatically by just writing these variables that Yoast allows you to do, or you can write them out manually. So I'd say plumbing. As you can see, it's changing, and I can delete this if I want. So as you can see right here, it's changing. So plumbing in Dallas 24 hours, something like this. Okay, so this is the blue text that appears right here, and there's two things you want to know regarding this. The first one is that you want to make these optimized for click-through rate. So let's go here, for example, to these first results. Glancing at this, which one would you click first? In theory, of course, you'd click the first result because it's the easier one to click. It's the one that most people click. but depending on the keywords and on the words that are written here, you might be tempted to click the second one or the third one. Maybe, for example, maybe if I was searching for Dallas plumber, maybe I'd click this one, even though it's in third. It has the best 10 plumbing in Dallas. So, oh, these are really the best. So maybe I should click this one. So what I'm trying to say here is that you want to optimize it for click-through rate. You want to have a enticing title that people will want to click. Okay, so you want to optimize for click-through rate. You want to have something that's catchy that will make people click. And for example, the best top 10 plumbers might be something that makes people want to click more than all these others. For example, this one is the perfect example. Let's say this one was first, this one was second. I would be heavily more inclined to click the first one, of course, not just because it's in first, but because I'm looking for a plumber. I don't care about magazines. So this one is not really optimized for click-through rate, because people searching for Dallas plumber, they want to hire a plumber. They don't want to see anything about magazines. So that's the reason behind this. You want to optimize for click-through rate. So you want to have something that's catchy that people want to click on. Then, of course, you want to optimize it for Google. And what does this mean? Is you want to include your keywords in there. So in this case, we have plumbing, service area, service 24 hours, and the business name. So right here, for example, the first and second one, they have the keyword plumber Dallas, then they have the business name, and then their phone number. So it's optimized for the search. It's optimized for Google. So the titles have their keywords in there. So this one, Dallas plumbers as well, plumbing in Dallas, Dallas plumbers. These ones also have their business name here, which has the name as well. So Plumber Dallas. So I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Basically, you want to make sure this SEO title is optimized for Google as well. So maybe include your keywords in there. So it needs to be both catchy, so people want to actually click it, so your CTR is higher, and optimized for Google. Then we have the meta description, which is this that appears here, so below the title. And you also, again, want to optimize this for both CTR and for Google. In regards to CTR, so when you search for Dallas plumber, for example, you'll see that the keywords that you search for are bolded out. So plumber and Dallas are bolded out, and on here as well, Dallas plumbing Dallas. So you want to take advantage of this. Ideally, you'd want to include your keywords in the beginning of this meta description, because people read from left to right. So this would ideally call more of their attention. So you need to play around and see the best combination between optimizing for CTR for Google, because say this one doesn't make as much sense as this one right here, because these guys, of course, tried to forcefully sort of include the Dallas plumbing keyword here. So Dallas plumbing company offers. So it doesn't make much sense, even though, okay, right here it's the business name, but if it weren't the business name, this wouldn't make much sense. This one makes much more sense. So looking for the best plumber in Dallas. So they didn't try to force the keyword plumber Dallas, because if they wanted to force the keyword plumber Dallas, it wouldn't make sense, because no sentence has the plumber Dallas. It needs to have an in between. So you want to have a mix of optimizing both for CTR again and for Google. And what I recommend is you go through your competitors' listings and try and see how they're doing it and what they're doing it and where they're including their keywords, how they're including them, and how many times. And yeah, that's basically it regarding the meta description. And of course, if you have Yoast SEO installed, you can write a meta description right here, which is this, which will appear just as these ones. Then image optimization. This is for your articles. So for this right here, for the page, you want to add images, of course. But before you add images, you want to do 3 steps. The first one is the alt text. Okay, so this is when you upload an image to your website, you click this little pencil if you're using WordPress, and the alt text is this right here. In my case, I just put in the exact match anchor. Let me just show you how you can check if a page has the actual alt text in there. Let's go to the image right here, right click, inspect element, and then as you can see here, the alt text is in fact the plumbing area name. So this is yet another signal you're giving Google. So you want to make sure again that when you're uploading images to your site, you upload them and add a alt text. Of course, you can add a description. And yeah, that's the first step. The second step is to change the file name. So most of the times when people upload images to their sites, they just upload them from their computer, or maybe it is a screenshot and the file name is something like screenshot 2022 January blah blah. So you want to make sure that the file name of your actual image is your main focus keyword. Okay, so on the file of the image, you gotta make sure the file name, so something.png, and sorry this is in yellow, but I think you understand. So the file.png or .jpeg is actually your keyword.png. Okay, so make sure the file name is also your keyword. So alt text file name. Then the file size. Of course, you want to make sure the images you're uploading to your site are of quality, but they also need to be small in size, because if you have big images, say you have an image that's like 200 megabytes, the site will take ages to load and your page speed will decrease, thus your rankings will eventually decrease. So you want to make sure your site loads like this, super fast. And there's also a video in this course regarding speed optimization that I go from A to Z to what you need to actually do. But this is a first step, which is optimizing your file size. You don't want to be uploading images to your site that are huge in file size. And then file extension. This also helps with file size because usually people upload PNGs as images to their sites. You can easily convert a PNG to a JPEG. So convert a PNG to a JPEG, and JPEG files tend to be much smaller in size. So this is yet another way to optimize the files of your images, to be less heavy for your site, and thus making your page load faster. Then interlinking and outbound linking. This is extremely important. You want to interlink the pages on your site, because when you're building links to a page, so this is the page you're trying to rank. Let's say this one is the page you're trying to rank. When you're building links to this page, you also want this page to link out to other pages so that the link juice flows through, okay? And of course, you also have the home page, say the home page right here, also needs to link to all of these. So because most of the links you're going to be building go through the home page, because it's only natural. So you want to make sure that the home page interlinks with the service pages with the blogs, and basically everything must interlink in a way that makes sense, of course. And I'll show you here in a second. So as you can see this here, this one links to yet another service page. And let me search a bit more around here. This one links to yet another service page. And there should be a couple of more here. You at least, depending on the size of your article, you want to link out to several different pages on your site. And of course, this page will also link out to other pages, as we can see here. So linking out to the contact page, linking out to a Yelp listing. Yeah, so basically you're interlinking between all of your pages. So you want to make sure the link juice flows through, but you want to interlink your pages in a way that makes sense. So you would never, for example, interlink a blog page with the home page. I mean, you could do it, but you need to do it in a way that makes sense. Okay. And a better example is, for example, your contact us page, where you have your contact information. You could link out to a blog article, but would that make sense? I don't know, maybe it would, but you want to make sure to link and interlink in a way that somewhat makes sense, so the user experience is great. Then we have outbound linking, and this is where you link out from your page to authoritative sources, say Wikipedia, say CNN, CNBC, Fox, whatever. Say you're linking out to other pages, so outbound linking to other pages that are authorities in your niche. For example, here in regards to this plumbing, and I'll show you an example. Let's see this one right here. Sorry, this one right here. Oh, okay, no, this is a perfect example. Say this website, the magazine, looks like and I'm not sure about this, but looks like a trustworthy magazine. So, and they have an article about plumbers. So what you could do is, if you're this guy right here, for example, and you want to give your site a bit more authority and relevance in their niche, you could, for example, go to the I don't know, the service areas pages, and insert a link here for the magazine, which talks about, let's just double check, best plumbers in Dallas. So perfect, you could do like this and write like this, and this magazine is also a great place to find the best plumber in Dallas. This doesn't make much sense, but I think you're understanding what I'm trying to say. Basically, you want to make sure to link from your pages to authoritative sources, say Wikipedia, relevant article pages, I don't know, Forbes, news sites, okay? News sites, you want to link out to all of them so that you're making this page even more authoritative, because you're linking to authoritative sources. And some people actually do this to the extreme. They link to their competitors, but I've never actually tried doing that, but some people actually do it and say it works. But yeah, I've never actually tried doing that to that extent, but you can do it. So yeah, that's it regards to inner linking and outbound linking. Then we have keyword optimization. This is a big one. So first of all, you want to make sure, and let's do this as an example right here. You want to make sure you have a long and detailed content. Okay, actually this one is not that long, but it will depend on the SERPs. So it will depend on your competition. So let's do again Plumber Dallas, and you have to look through the ones that are ranking first and see how many words. And this is how I like to do it, and see how many words they have in their page, and try to write more words than what they have. So these guys right here, I'd say they have about 1,000 words, maybe a bit more. What you want to do is, this is only one step, of course. You want to write an article that's more than 1,000 words. So this is like the first step. Then you want to make sure it's keyword optimized. You want to include your keywords and sprinkle them throughout the article. And Yoast SEO can help you with this. We can see here SEO analysis, for example, and it helps you out with including your keywords in more different places, in the titles, whatever. So you want to make sure you're optimizing your articles for your keywords, and of course the long tail versions of your keywords, because you don't want just to put, say you want to rank for Plumber Dallas. You don't want just to, of course, spam that main keyword in your article. You want to make sure to do, for example, plumber in Dallas, or plumber, or best plumber in Dallas, or top 10 Dallas plumber. So you want to make sure you sprinkle different versions and different long tail versions of your keywords in your article. So long and detailed article, okay, long and detailed article with H1s, H2s, H3s, keywords in the H1s and H2s, and exact match anchors, long tail versions of your keywords, branded anchors. So not just spamming your exact match anchor. This ties into this one right here, which is keyword density. You don't want to spam your exact match anchor because you'll be penalized. And Yoast SEO actually helps you with this. It helps you out, telling you if how many times you've included your keyword in the article. Should you include it more? Should you include it less? Should you include different types of keywords? So Yoast SEO is great for this, to help you out with the density. If you're having trouble in finding out how much or how many times you should include one keyword, they help you out with this a lot. Then again, to finalize this, it's the keyword locations. Like I said, you want to include them in your H1s, H2, and H3s as well, and in the first paragraph of your article, ideally, because Google reads from top to bottom, so you want to make sure to include your keywords at the top of your article. So say you want to rank for plumbing in this place. You don't want to just talk, and then just only right here include your main keywords. So you want to make sure your main keywords are at the top of your articles. And that's basically it regarding on-page SEO. If you go through all of these and be critical and think about in a critical way how to actually optimize your site for both CTR, so click-through rate, user experience, and Google, you're going to have a page that outranks everyone. And that's it. I will see you on the next one.